Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you very much for your great support so far. I'm indeed very grateful. In this video, we'll be discussing 16 weddings that you will never believe took place. Kome, Maro and Akpove. On Sunday 15th of August 2021, Akpove got married to Kome and Maro in the same ceremony in Isoko, Delta State, Nigeria. He met them at different times and proposed to each of them. After both women pledged to coexist as wives, he decided to marry them in one ceremony. The bride price of each woman was paid in her father's house. After payments of bride price, each wife danced to the venue of the wedding where they were both presented to the guests. According to their tradition, the woman whose bride price was paid first becomes the first wife. The wives have been living together happily, taking turns in cooking and sleeping with their husband. Surabhi and Mangesh Kumar. Arranged marriages are common in India. Surabhi and Mangesh were set to get married on the 21st of June 2021 in India. During exchange of vows, Surabhi collapsed. She was confirmed dead after the collapse, and the cause of death was cardiac arrest, also known as heart attack. Instead of calling off the wedding, Surabhi's family said the wedding will continue, this time with Surabhi's younger sister, Nisha, as the bride. They continued with the wedding with Surabhi's body in another room. It was said that the reason for doing this was that they wanted the marriage to remain within the family. If you have watched this video to this point and you have not subscribed, please kindly like the video, subscribe to my channel, and drop a comment. Kindly also click on the bell icon so that when I post a new video, you'll be the first to get notified. Thank you. Monique Penbathy. Monique Penbathy got married to her partner in 2016, completely nude, with 700 guests in attendance. She was without a dress or any other dress. She missed her Valentine wedding due to a life-threatening medical condition that she had. She was even in coma. When she got back, she could not find her dream wedding dress, so she decided not to wear any other wedding dress on her wedding day. She strolled down the aisle nude. She convinced her partner, and both of them got wedded nude in North South Wales, wearing just a veil, a necklace, a hat, and a bow tie. Ziona. He has gotten married 9 times. He was the leader of a polygamy practicing Christian sect that was formed by his late father, Chana, in 1942. He holds the world-class record for being the head of the world's largest family. He married his first wife when he was 17-year-old. He married 10 of his wives in 1 year. They live in a 100-room mansion. His wives took turns to sleep with him using a roster. His last marriage was in 2004. If not, the mansion will not be able to contain them if he continued to marry more wives and bear more children. He has 26 son-in-laws, and they live outside the mansion. Ziona has a farm where the family produces their crops. He also established a school for his children. He passed away in 2021 at the age of 76, leaving behind 38 wives, 89 children, and 33 grandchildren. Deborah Hodge. The 49-year-old told people that she loved her cat, but they did not understand what she meant until she decided to marry the cat. She married her cat, India, in order to prevent restrictions from her landlord. Her landlord didn't like pets in the compound and threatened to evict her from the house, so she decided to marry her cat, India, to prevent her landlord from evicting her. The wedding was celebrated with wedding guests present and was officiated by her friend. Akihiko Kondo. Akihiko, in November 2018, married a computer-synthesized hologram. A hologram is a 3-dimensional image formed by the interference of light beams from a laser or other coherent light source. This was what Akihiko got married to. People were shocked why he would prefer a hologram to a human being. He dated this image for 10 years before marrying it. Akihiko believes that his relationship with the hologram has helped him prevent depression. He has promised to be faithful to this fictional image until he dies. Kshama Bindu. She wanted a wedding without a partner, and that was exactly what she did. The 24-year-old Kshama never wanted to get married, but wanted to experience what being a bride is like. Therefore, she decided to marry herself. This was the first one to happen in India. This attracted so many negative comments on social media. This kind of wedding is against Hinduism, and Kshama had difficulty getting a priest to officiate the wedding. Despite these challenges, she still married herself with the blessings of 10 family members and friends. Victor Hugo Sosa. Victor married an alligator in order to obtain prosperity in his community. People really wondered why he did what he did. During the ceremony, as you can see, he danced and kissed the 7-year-old alligator, who was dressed in a white dress. The mouth of the alligator was tied to prevent bites. The alligator was considered a deity, and marrying it will bring bounty and success. Elizabeth Hoad. Elizabeth is a model in the United Kingdom. She wedded her 6-year-old dog, Logan, on live TV. Elizabeth had 221 unsuccessful relationships over the years and therefore decided to marry her dog. They both dressed in the traditional wedding attire and got married in the presence of family and friends on live TV. Out of the 221 unsuccessful relationships, 4 were failed engagements. All the men she met wanted to marry younger women and didn't want to go for a younger man due to respect for her son. Therefore, she chose her dog. Weddings are usually between 2 living things, but occasionally it could be between a human being and something synthetic. Yuri is from Kazakhstan and he married a doll in 2020, despite all the hurdles he had to pass through. There were many guests at the elaborate wedding ceremony in Kazakhstan. Despite being married to a doll, Zuri also fell in love with an ashtray about 1 year after marrying the doll. Bkaterina Dmitrieva and Yuri Malenchenko. On the 10th of August 2003, Bkaterina Dmitrieva and Yuri Malenchenko got married through a satellite video link. Bkaterina was at the NASA headquarters in her wedding gown while Yuri was in space. This may not be the first wedding in space, but what makes this special is that it was only one of the partners that was in space. They initially agreed to get married before he left for space. He was due to return from space in August 2003, and that was the date they fixed for their wedding. However, Yuri's mission in space was extended to October 2003. They decided not to postpone the wedding and decided to get married through a satellite video link. Yuri's lawyer signed the document on his behalf. A year after Yuri's return to Earth, they had a formal wedding ceremony in Moscow, Russia. In 2006, they had a daughter they named Camila. Unampathy and Lalitha and Supriya. One man married 2 sisters in May 2021 at the same time in the same temple. Unampathy had asked Lalitha to marry him, but Lalitha said she would only agree if Unampathy will marry her speech-impaired sister Supriya as well. The family discussed the matter and finally agreed. Unampathy, Lalitha and Supriya got married on the 7th of May 2021. After the wedding, videos went viral. The police arrested Unampathy because one of his brides was a minor. Apart from that, bigamy is also an offense in the Hindu Marriage Act. You can only go into another marriage only when the first marriage is dissolved. Brother Banaface and Sister Damien. Brother Banaface was a Franciscan monk where he swore to be celibate and to dedicate his life to God. He later had tuberculosis and met Sister Damien, a nurse who took care of him during the time. Brother Banaface fell in love with her, and since he swore to celibacy, he could not marry her. So for 10 years, he kept sending her letters on a platonic level to Malawi. Brother Banaface could not suppress his feelings for Sister Damien. He eventually resigned as a Franciscan monk and asked Sister Damien to marry him. She agreed and left the convent as well. They got married 2 months after the proposal. They presently have children and living together for years. Shinan. Shinan, a 35-year-old, married his partner Yang Liu, who was a 34-year-old after she passed away, after battling with breast cancer for more than 5 years. They met in the university and planned to get married in 2013, but Yang became ill and was diagnosed of breast cancer, which she lived with for 5 years. Since Shinan had promised Yang marriage before her death, he decided to marry her in death to fulfill Yang's last wish of being a bride. Lisa Huggins and Christopher Jackson. They took the love for their profession to another level. They tied the knots underwater. This was one of the first United Kingdom's underwater weddings. They had dated for 5 years and wanted to do an elaborate wedding until the pandemic in 2020. They decided to wed underwater because it was what they loved, and this will also help them reduce the number of guests. They communicated with themselves underwater using waterproof text messages and signs. Larry Austin and Dustie Trojack. This happened in Oklahoma, USA. Larry Austin and Dustie Trojack got married in a courtroom where Larry was convicted of illegal possession of firearms. Just after the conviction of Larry for illegal possession of firearms, the same judge officiated a wedding ceremony for him and his girlfriend, Dustie Trojack, in the courtroom. Larry was sent to jail for 4 years. It was said that Larry had been taking care of Dustie's 2 children and does not want to lose contact with them. So the only way to ensure that he doesn't lose contact with them is to hurriedly marry their mother before going to jail. Thank you very much for watching this video till the end. I'm indeed very grateful. Please kindly like the video, subscribe to my channel, and tell me how you feel about this video. Kindly click on the bell icon so that when I post a new video, you'll be the first to get notified. You can also watch any of my other videos by clicking on any of the links on the screen before they disappear. You may kindly share this video if you can. Until my next video, stay blessed.